Hello, and once again. Today, I would like us to talk about unemployment in Africa, which has been a challenge for decades, precisely about 6 or almost 7 decades, and not only in Africa, in South America, India, and China. And what really causes this challenge of unemployment to be so bad and seem like it is something that we can't get out of? We can get out of it. We have an opportunity to get out of it. First of all, there has been analysis, several analyses, on the various topics, and people have tried to analyze the reason as to why uh, Africa continued to struggle with the challenge of unemployment. To go through several of them that have been cited as the causes. And the first one that has been cited is colonization by the West. That people, Africans, were colonized by Europeans, so they were left without uh, without the resources to be able to jumpstart their economies. That they are continuing to do it using an unclear hand to control those economies. That has been causing unemployment in Africa. If at all that has a role as to why we cannot create jobs and decent jobs in Africa, it's only like 0.01%. Research has it. They left 60 years ago. Are you sure we cannot be able to create jobs for ourselves? If anything, what are jobs? Jobs is helping the person who can do it more efficiently, help them produce, distribute, and consume those goods and services. So it means it has nothing to do with our colonizers. If at all they are doing something, it's this much. And I'll leave it at that. Others are calling it poor governance, that we are electing bad presidents, bad leaders who are siphoning money out of our economies, who are running wrong policies. That's why we don't have employment. That kind of walks along the way where the truth is, but it is not quite, because we have changed them severally. Like in Kenya, we had Kenyatta, Moi, Kibaki, Uhuru, and now Ruto. And yet, we're still going through the same difficulties. Ruto claimed that he has created 160,000 jobs. And my take is that's not enough. You need more than 22. Is it 22 or 23? 23 million. Actually, it's 24. You need more than 24 million jobs. So whatever you do has to be radical. It cannot be cut by housing. It cannot be cut by exporting labor. There has to be something else that you have to do. So I'm not really necessarily, I'm blaming poor governance, but not quite. There's something else they are yet to discover. And they have all the resources to discover. They're just not discovering. Let's go to the next one. Poor education. All our education systems and institutions are churning out workforce that is not as productive, is half-baked. How baked do you want someone who is going to be lifting those big boulders in construction site? What kind of education do you need? Don't you think even someone from the bush can be able to lift those boulders and give it to the mason? He might not be able to build, but you take it to the mason. We have enough masons and architects and engineers. Yes. So that one, poor education, no, that's not the problem. Our education is solid. Something else is. Let's go to the fourth one. Poor general infrastructure. Oh, we don't have, water, roads, rails. In order to set up businesses, to generate electricity that is cheap enough for business organizations to set up so they can employ our people. Really? Really? I don't think so. That's not quite it. We need that, but that's not what is causing unemployment. Unemployment is caused by something else. Let's go to the fifth one. There's an interesting one. Oh, the people that we have here, they don't have the language, the skills to present themselves, in an interview and convince employers. They don't have the necessary skills, communication skills. They don't have interpersonal skills. They don't have the language. They don't have the mannerisms. They don't know how to write CVs. They don't know how to do marketing. They don't know. Marketing for what? No. The economy is not performing. That's why even those with the skills are not getting jobs. Make a mistake of leaving one company. Unless you start up your own, good luck if you get anything else. It is tough out there. So generally there are no jobs. It's not that is necessarily there's poor governance, just like anywhere else. Colonizers, poor education, poor interviewing skills. Those are just mere excuses. Oh, there's too much corruption. Yeah, corruption is the other one. An excuse. Oh, there's too much corruption. That's why people are not getting jobs. Or if jobs are there, we don't care about corruption. We go hire somebody. Somebody go get that job. If I need that house built, I don't care how you get those people. You get them here. You get them here and get the best masons, the best people who can lift the stones. I don't care how you do it. Just do it. So it has nothing to do with corruption. Here is the white elephant in the room. What is causing this massive unemployment? First of all, we must understand what unemployment is. Unemployment is a situation that occurs when someone is looking for a job, who is willing and able to do the job, is looking for a job, but can't find any. And in this case, they can't find any because it is not there. Why? Because, remember, previously we had a discussion about cyclical unemployment. And during cyclical unemployment, we said cyclical unemployment occurs when the demand of goods and services is too low because people don't have the money in their pockets to spend. Their disposable incomes are almost close to zero. So companies are not hiring because there is very, very, very low, if any, demand for their goods and services. Therefore, they are not hiring. So these people are not employed because nobody is hiring. The other day I had a discussion. I asked my friend, have you ever seen now hiring? Or there is vacancy here in Kenya? I've never seen one, but I have seen no vacancy. I have seen a lot of those. No vacancy. No vacancy. Be afraid of Mbwakali. Tough dog. No vacancy. Don't bother us. No vacancy. We're already struggling. It is because that we don't have demand. We are even thinking of letting some of these people go because our demand level is not sustaining what we have here. The white elephant in the room is lack of sufficient liquidity in the economy. Our economies are running dry, just like a machine that requires constant greasing and change of oil and increase. If we have an economy works like a machine that has leakage of oil. We wish it didn't have any leakage, or the leakage is sufficient with exhaust is equal to the intake or input. That what is going out, what we are importing in terms of money, what we are importing is the same as what we are exporting. In terms of money comes in through exports, goes out through imports. So our economies, just like a machine, if all the oil is drained, what happens to the machine is start grinding. Moving parts start grinding. Borrowers and lenders start grinding. Banks, lenders, central bank, taxman, businesses, employers start grinding. That grinding causes layoffs, causes auctions, causes business shutdown, causes further shutdown, causes legal suits, causes people going to jail, others their property is being auctioned, because our economies are running dry. Why are they running dry? Because of one thing and one thing only: ignorance and misunderstanding by the political class of how an economy functions. The concept of how an economy functions, their ignorance and misunderstanding of the need for continuous supply of money within the economy, by studying, which they're supposed to attain through studying the exhaust, how much is going out, that is leakages, injections, how much is coming in terms of exports, in terms of borrowing, in terms of remittances. It is important for our political class to understand that. That way they can understand that it is only the government that we have given the sole mandate, power and authority to print, to mint money, to create money and pump it into the economy through building of infrastructure, like sufficient number of classes and class streams, road networks, all road networks everywhere in Kenya, dams all over the country. Wherever along the river, all the rivers we have, we could build a dam, there should be one. Ponds, we should be having them. Generation of electricity on those dams could be leased to somebody, private sector. All we need is sustainable electricity production that is cheaper for our population, for our industries. Now, so back to our question. Unemployment in Africa is caused by lack of money, of which, since we have our own currency, central bank, legislature, executive, treasury, we shouldn't be running out of money and allowing parts to be grinding, causing so much poverty across Africa. We should be printing sufficient amount of money as per our economy requires. And that is why in Treasury, in Central Bank, in Ministry of Planning, we give them to those highly educated fellows with PhDs or masters or economics or went to class someday in order to fix our economies. My name is John Mutongi. I approve this message. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, John J.K. Matinga, John K. Matinga at YouTube, like us, and ring on that bell. That way, every time we drop a video, you can be able to see what we are talking about. Go Cowboys!